Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a hair and makeup transformation. I'll be installing this beautiful waterway wig, and I'm also going to show you guys my long-lasting summer makeup routine. I had to start off with a cute intro because this wig install process was a struggle for me, but it came out great in the end, and that's all that matters. The wig I'll be installing is from Ohmypretty hair. The hair texture is water wave, and I went with this curl pattern because I wanted to try something different. Normally I always just get wavy hair. I do have a few disclaimers about this install. I messed up a lot during this install. You probably can't really tell here, but I did over bleach the knots. When I tell y'all, after washing out the bleach, I was scared because the roots were so orange. I left the bleach on for way too long, even after washing the lace and the hair with my purple shampoo. The roots were still this super orange. So what I did to fix that problem was take some black hair dye, some semi-permanent black hair dye, and I used my edge brush to coat the roots with that black hair dye. I mainly focused on the perimeter of this hair, so just the front and also the middle, just where you can see the orange roots. There's a lot going on with this hair. Let me start off with the bald cap. The bald cap was too light, and I did add makeup to the cap, but I didn't add enough. And I also added makeup to the lace. I didn't add enough to the lace neither. I am always trying to find a shortcut, and it really just made the process longer. So I think next time I'm just gonna not skip any steps and just do it right so I don't have to spend all day on installing this hair. Before actually gluing the lace down, I did take my Got2b hairspray and I sprayed down the bald cap to make the bald cap a little darker so that it wouldn't be so obvious that the bald cap was extremely light. Then I went in with my lace glue, my Ghost Bond lace glue, applied one layer. After that glue was dry, I pulled my wig to the front and just made sure I aligned the hairline in front of the bald cap. I used my rat tail comb to press the lace into that glue some more. Once I got the frontal glue down, I just took my scissors and cut all of the extra lace off. And as I was cutting this lace, this is when I realized I should have added more makeup to the lace and the bald cap because the lace was extremely light and I was getting scared. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to really melt this lace, but I ended up making it work. I was contemplating on just redoing the whole wig, but gave myself a little pep talk, and I felt like I was going to be able to make the lace look less obvious. I also didn't really like the hairline. It had a widow's peak. I don't naturally have a widow's peak, so what I did was I cut that part off of the lace to make it look more like my hairline, and then I went back in with my Got2b hairspray and sprayed that lace down some more to make it appear darker. After spraying the lace down with my Got2b hairspray, I took my scarf and just tied down my hair for a little bit so that the lace can really melt into my skin. I left that scarf on for about maybe 3 minutes and the lace looks so much better. So here's that before and here is the after. I still feel like the lace could have been a little better, but after adding the baby hairs, the lace just melted into my skin and it looked so much better. I co-washed this hair before installing it, so some of the hair is still wet, the front is dry, but here you guys can see how curly this hair is and you can see the curl pattern. So the first thing I do to really define the curls and everything, I take my spray bottle with water and I go in sections. I saturate my hair with that water. Then I take my foam spray from Design Essentials and I would say I apply about 1 to 2 pumps per section and just rake my hands through the hair. I'm taking some Eco Styler gel to make the top part of my wig as flat as possible. I also wanted to achieve that wet look, so that's why I applied some of that gel to the front. Before applying this wig, I also hot combed the roots of this hair to give a very flat look at the top. And that's the last thing I do to the hair. Now I just wait for it to dry. I am finally done with my hair. It took longer than expected. I don't know, y'all. I don't even want to talk about what went wrong. I'm pretty sure I talked about it throughout the video already, but it looks so much better now. The makeup I want to show you guys is my everyday summer makeup look that's full coverage. My skin gets very oily around here, my cheeks where I have these pores. The makeup starts to break apart right in here. So I am very lazy when it comes to hair, makeup, all of that. I just like to do the bare minimum to look good sometimes. So I finally decided to add extra steps so that my makeup can last longer, because I'm not someone who adds more makeup to my face throughout the day. Once I do my makeup that day, I don't go back and touch up my face. I might blot it with a paper towel if it's too oily. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my face with my E.L.F. Power Grip Primer. This is a very tacky / hydrating primer. Although I have oily skin, this works really well with my skin because it helps the makeup stay in place. And whenever I do use this primer, my makeup does last longer, so that's why I like to use this primer. And also I did already add setting powder to my face because while I was doing my hair, I didn't want my skin to be oily. So I should have took the setting powder off before putting on this primer, but I think it'll be all right. So I just press it in. When it comes to my base, I normally do, of course, my skincare. So my cleanser, toner, then moisturizer, then sunscreen. And then I go in with the primer and then a pressed powder or a setting powder. That just really preps my makeup for the rest of the day. And whenever I do apply makeup on top of what I'm wearing on my face already, it just gives a very smooth, flawless appearance throughout the day, not just in the morning, but throughout the whole day. Any pressed powder or setting powder will do. I'm using my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop mattifying powder in the shade Rich, and I'm just putting that all over my face on top of that primer to really mattify my face. And although I don't like a super matte makeup look, when I am done with this look, I'll be able to bring back the dewy / radiant look when I use my setting spray. So I am using the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter brow gel. What I do first is I use the flat side to add some of that clear gel on my brows, and then I take the bristles. So I turn the brush sideways and I start brushing my brows up. Fun fact, I don't really like to spend a lot of money on brow products just because I feel like I can get really good looking brows without spending a lot of money. This brow gel is $14, you guys. First, let me start off by telling you guys the price. I got the travel size for $14. I think the full size is maybe 20 bucks or 22, I don't remember, but I saw this girl and her brows looked really good, so I complimented her on them, and she told me that she uses this product. Y'all, her brows looked like they were laminated and permed. They just looked very groomed and neat. I really love this product because my brows last all day, and the look that I like to go for my brows is a very fluffy, natural, clean eyebrow look. I don't like the shaded in brows. One thing that I really like about this brow gel is the brush. So the brush has bristles on the sides, and then on the front and the back of this brush there's no bristles because you can use that to flatten your eyebrow hairs. So you use the bristles to comb through your eyebrows to make them all uniform, and then you use the other side to lay them flat. After my brows are dry, then I go in with my Revolution Beauty tinted brow gel. It is called the Fix Brow Sculpt and Set Gel, and I got it in the shade dark brown. I normally wait till the other brow product is dry because then my brows are in place already, so I don't have to worry about moving them out of place with this brow gel. Then I just clean up the bottom of my brows with a concealer that's really close to my skin tone. Normally I would use an angled eyebrow brush, but I left it in the bathroom. Then I just take my concealer brush to blend out that concealer. The foundation I'm using is by Lancôme. It's in the shade 555. and the undertone is cool. It gives you a natural matte finish, so it's not extremely matte, but it also helps control the oil on my face. So that's something that I like about this foundation. Besides my NYX Born to Glow, I haven't really found a foundation that doesn't give me that red undertone. Now this one has a cool / red undertone, the Lancôme foundation. It's just not super obvious, but if I do go out in natural lighting, I can definitely see the redness in the foundation. I'm using my L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. I don't remember what shade this is because the sticker came off, but if I find out what shade this is, I'll make sure to leave it in my description box for you guys. Earlier I was telling you guys how throughout the day, if I don't do all the steps I need to do to prevent my skin from getting super oily and just making my makeup look very grainy in the middle of my face, I don't know how else to explain it. I started adding a little bit more concealer down in here where my pores are, because one thing that I noticed whenever my makeup would start to get really oily, it would be matte right here where I put my concealer and my setting powder, and it would be really oily right in here. So I've been dragging the concealer down a little bit, and that has been helping with just keeping my face from looking like a grease ball. I also want to mention that this concealer is waterproof. Now, will I go swimming in this concealer? Absolutely not. But can I walk in the rain with this concealer on? Yes, unless it's pouring down raining. I'm sure it'll come off. So if you're someone who maybe sweats a lot or cries a lot, this concealer might not look as bad afterwards compared to a concealer that's not waterproof. To set my concealer, I'm using the Morphe setting powder in the shade Translucent Rich. This setting powder is okay. I do want to get a shade lighter. I do think it's a tad bit too warm to my liking, but I don't necessarily think it looks bad. I also just want my under eye to be a little brighter. But this is the setting powder I've been using daily. I'm trying not to use my Maybelline powder as much. Do you guys see? It just gives a very natural finish, and I just like the dramatic under eye, but you know, change is good, and sometimes I don't always need that dramatic bright under eye. Yes I do, yes I do, but sometimes I don't always need it. I try to tell myself that. I'm also putting some of that setting powder on my eyelids. For bronzer, I'm using the new Morphe bronzer in the shade Cocoa Woe. That's how it looks like, and it's pretty new. That's the shade there. It's a cool toned bronzer. I'm used to really warm red bronzers. Ironically, I like super warm bronzers. I feel like cool toned bronzers on me just contours my face and not warms it up in the way that I want, at least. Now this one is okay. I would say this one kind of acts like a contour. Doesn't necessarily warm up my face, but I also just put this bronzer on top of my foundation. So I use it as a pressed foundation powder, a pressed sheer powder on top of my foundation. And I also use it as a contour / bronzer right where my cheekbones are at. I take a smaller brush and use some more of that bronzer to put right in my eyelids, right on my eyelids I should say. And I also drag it down to my nose bridge to give my nose a little bit of a contour. The blush I'm using is by Nars. It's in the shade Savage, and it's this pretty bronzy color. It's like this reddish brown, like a copper brown shade, and it's really pretty, has a little bit of shimmer. So I like to use that, and I just apply some on my cheek area. I'm really generous with the bronzer because I love a bronzy look. These lashes are from Tati Lashes. I feel like they're uneven. I don't know. Hopefully not. But lashes I'm wearing are from Tati Lashes. I also just went in and added a little bit of mascara with some black eyeshadow underneath my eyes. And next thing I'm going to do is take that brow gel again by Revolution Beauty. I did put the powders and foundation on top of my brows, so they're not looking as dark as I want them to look. So I'm just going back over them to make them darker. I'm keeping my lips really simple. I'm just using clear lip gloss and brown lip gloss, clear lip gloss and brown lip liner. The lip liner I'm using is my LA Girl Perfect Precision eyeliner pencil in the shade dark brown, and my clear lip gloss that I'm using is the MAC clear lip gloss. The MAC lip gloss is by far my favorite clear lip gloss just because it is very shiny. It's also really sticky. That's a con. I don't like how sticky it is, but I like how shiny it is. It just gives this really nice luster and shine. I'm gonna take my Pixi Glow Mist. You guys probably can't even see it because it's almost out, but it's called the Pixi Rose Glow Mist. The Pixi Glow Mist is not a setting spray. You still have to go in with a setting spray for your makeup. This does not set your makeup and keep it in place. It just really gets rid of the powderiness. That's not a word. It just really gets rid of the cakey, powdery look, and it just makes your skin look more like your skin. So that's why I like to use that first. To actually set my face, I'm using the Benefit Professional Super Setter Spray. Now this is going to keep my makeup in place all day. So those are the steps that I do to keep my makeup looking good all day, really especially for the summer. Now I'm going to take off this scarf. Let's see how my hair is looking. Ooh, it is so sleek. I like how flat my hair is. This lace did give me a hard time, or maybe I gave the lace a hard time, but I like how it looks now. I was a little scared in the beginning, but I love how it looks now. And let me show you guys the actual texture of this hair. Super curly. So that's why in the beginning my hair was looking like that, but it's just because this hair is super curly. I'll leave the hair details in my description box along with the makeup details as well. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.